Hi everyone, in this video I will be removing GhostBSD and Refind bootloader from a dual boot setup with Windows. So when you boot up, go into Windows, go into Disk Management, and you'll need to see if you have only one EFI partition or had used a separate EFI partition to put Refind and GhostBSD on. I will go through both scenarios. First scenario, if you are only using one EFI partition, delete the partitions related to GhostBSD. And in my case, it's going to be this partition here, the 22 gigabyte partition and the 2 gigabyte swap partition. And if you're not sure, in GhostBSD, open up a terminal and then run gpart-show, and then you'll see the sizes of the partitions. So I have slash and I have the swap partition. Delete and delete. And going to extend, and the space is all back. Open up command prompt as administrator, and I'm going to type in bcd edit /enum firmware so I can view the boot configuration data. And I'm going to look for Refind, which is at the bottom here, and we need the identifier, copy, and going to delete it. And then going to double check, make sure it's removed. And we see it's no longer there, so that's good. And lastly, need to remove the Refind and GhostBSD boot configuration information in the EFI partition. Then I'm going to go into disk part, list your disks, and I only have one disk here, so select the disk and list volumes and find your EFI partition. And in my case, it's the 100 megabyte here. So that would be this partition. And I'm going to select the volume, assign a letter, quit. Go into the Z drive, going into EFI partition, and there is GhostBSD and Refind. So I'm going to remove both of them. And they have been removed. So I'm going to reboot my system now. All right, it's booted straight into Windows. If you had used a separate EFI partition to put Refind and GhostBSD on, my EFI partition here, which has GhostBSD and Refind on, then first you'll need to go into BACD edit. So BCD edit enum firmware, and we're going to remove this first. Check to make sure it's been removed. And we're going to delete the partition, the swap partition, slash partition, and the EFI partition. If you right click, it's grayed out, delete volume. So we'll need to do it in disk part. Go back to command prompt, disk part, list my disk, select your disk, list the volumes, and it's the 256 megabyte volume here. Select the volume, and delete partition override. And we can see it's been removed, and we're going to extend. And the C drive is now extended, and now reboot your computer. All right, it's booted straight into Windows. So that's how you can remove GhostBSD and Refind bootloader from a dual boot setup with Windows. I hope this video was useful, and I thank you for watching. Bye now.